By 1996, Michael Jackson had been completely alone, abandoned, and targeted by society.
Sue me, kick me, kite me. Those are the words that he told us that he would never use again.
He had been accused of criminal acts, convicted by the public without even being convicted by the courts.
These statements about me are totally false.
So he released an album called History, where he made a stand for the weak, and going a step further, he actually went to Brazil to record a video for those, now like him, ignored by most of society. In 1996, the government of Rio de Janeiro tried to stop Michael Jackson from filming a music video. The courts tried to stop him.
The lawsuit cited Brazilian law, which prevents artists from exploiting and profiting from the poor.
The politicians tried to block him. Can you guess who stood in Michael's corner when the government was against him at the peak of his controversy? A literal drug dealer told him, "I got you, Michael. You can film your video here. It's gonna be all good." And not in those words. So while his lawyers were fighting in court to get permission for the music video, a drug lord would secure the streets. Between judges and politicians, the most famous man on earth filmed a message no one wanted to be shown. This is the story of Michael's hit song, "They Don't Care About Us." By the mid-1990s, Michael Jackson was no longer just a pop star. He was the exiled king of pop. The kid who came from the Jackson 5.
And Marlon Jackson, the dancingest Jackson. And Michael Jackson, the skinniest Jackson.
Went to releasing hit songs such as Thriller, Bad, Dangerous. But now he entered a chapter of darkness. So now Michael was surrounded by lawsuits, tabloid suspicion, and relentless scrutiny. But in 1995, Jackson released History, Past, Present, and Future, Book I, a double album that revealed where the exiled king's mind truly was.
Michael Jackson's new double album, His Story, went on sale at midnight, and fans coast to coast turned out to snap up the first copies.
The part we're focusing on is how Michael confronts the world. One song stood apart to me. They Don't Care About Us. Michael embraced the culture of Brazil, Rio de Janeiro with drums, rhythm, and most of all, them, the actual people. He decided to go into the slums with director Spike Lee. After making the song, he explained the meaning of the song clearly, saying, "I am the voice of the accused and the attacked. It's a song about justice for young people." Mike was hurt. Lee proposed filming 2 videos, one inside an American prison and another in Brazil inside a favela. The goal was standing with those who no one else would stand with. So Rio de Janeiro in the 1990s was a city of extremes. Perhaps the best way to describe it is a place with no middle class. So you'd have luxury beaches sat below the hills, and then slums and poverty with gang control rising above it. These communities, the favelas, were rarely shown to the outside world.
One of the largest has more than 100,000 people, home to extreme poverty and also violence.
Michael wanted to change that, so the chosen location was Santa Marta, a favela controlled by one of Rio's most feared drug traffickers, Márcio Amaro de Oliveira, known as Marquinhos VP. The moment Michael went for it, they all tried to stop him. The context is, Brazil's preparing for the bid for the 2004 Olympic Games. Officials feared that the footage of poverty in Rio would damage the country's image and hurt their attempts at a successful bid for the Olympics. So state authorities would accuse Jackson of exploiting the poor, and on top of that, police announced they would not provide protection for him in the slum. Then came the legal blockade. Although Rio's mayor, César Maia, granted initial permission to film, attorney 𝐥𝐤𝐤 filed a lawsuit arguing the video violated Brazilian law.
The lawsuit cited Brazilian law, which prevents artists from exploiting and profiting from the poor.
And the judge agreed just days before filming. The permit was suspended. Michael Jackson was officially banned from recording the video at this point.
Judge Luiz Felipe Haddad agreed with Beijing, and the permit issued by the Rio mayor, César Maia, was suspended for 20 days.
Sounds like the song They Don't Care About Us was proving to be true at this point in time. Most artists would have left, but not Michael. He was tired of running at this point. He had a few years of running, and now he was going to get his point across. He was going to do this. So instead, his team appealed the ruling. Brazilian Councilman Stepan Necessian filed an injunction. The High Court judge overturned the suspension. Then, in summary, the courts ruled in favor of Michael. He now had the law to record, but even with court approval, the police refused to enter Santa Marta. So the police would not climb the hill into the favelas because it was not safe or deemed safe. The state had been defeated in court at this point, but fear still ruled the streets. Spike Lee now faced an impossible problem. How do you protect the most famous man on earth in a place even the police would not go? The answer came from someone willing to cross that boundary. Her name was 𝐃𝐨𝐬 𝐤𝐤, a Brazilian filmmaker and Brown University graduate working with Lee. She volunteered to go up the hill and speak directly to the man who controlled it. In comes Marquinhos VP.
The area was under the control of Marcio Amaro de Oliveira, better known as Marquinhos VP, a recognized drug lord. To guarantee Michael's security, they had to speak with the drug kingpin Marquinhos VP because the Brazilian police refused to climb the hills of the slum.
When Lund explained that Michael Jackson wanted to film in Santa Marta, Marquinhos listened carefully. He's by all means seen as a criminal, but he was also a fan.
Brazilian-born Brown University graduate 𝐃𝐨𝐬 𝐤𝐤, who was working for Spike Lee, was sent to speak to Marquinhos and negotiate for protection.
Then he made a promise. You could leave $1 million and your film equipment on the street, no one will touch it. With Michael here, this will be the safest place in the world. Heartwarming, isn't it? When the courts and the politicians came hard for him, he had this criminal give him security and permission to film his video. With his permission and power, Michael would get the reality of Rio's slums out to the world. In February 1996, Michael Jackson arrived in Rio without a police escort, no armored convoy, no state protection. For 5 days, he filmed inside Santa Marta, and even when you're watching the music video, you can see thousands of residents filled the rooftops, alleys, singing and drumming as Jackson danced among them. Children would follow him through the streets, mothers leaned from windows, the cameras rolled without interruption. It was completely safe. There were no robberies, no attacks. Not a single incident happened in the area that the police refused to escort him to because it was so dangerous. A drug lord would keep his word. The music video for They Don't Really Care About Us would be recorded and ironically proven true. Outside the favela, chaos erupted. Brazilian newspapers accused Jackson of paying protection money. Government officials condemned the video. Internationally, organizations did criticize the song's lyrics, calling certain lines anti-Semitic.
Sue me, kick me, kike me. Those are the words that he told us that he would never use again.
Jackson responded publicly, "My intention was for this song to say no to racism, anti-Semitism, and stereotyping." He then apologized, re-recorded the lyrics, and altered future releases of the song, but once again, controversy swallowed the message. The man who risked his safety to highlight injustice was now accused of causing it. When the video was released, it became one of Jackson's most powerful creations. The song reached the top 10 in dozens of countries and remained one of the most streamed videos to this day. In Santa Marta, murals of Michael Jackson still line the walls.
Alright, and here is the statue of Michael Jackson, overlooking the favela.
The favela remembers him not as a scandal, but as the man who came when no one else would. History has a way of exposing contradictions. We see here the government tried to stop him, the police refused to protect him, the courts went against him, then defended him, and in the end, a drug lord would enforce the peace and offer his friendship to Michael. So a question to you all is, what are your thoughts on this story and what the exiled king did? The music video only came about from Jackson's conviction, and in the end, Michael Jackson proved the message of the song was true. They didn't care about him, but he still cared about them. And then came the music video. Thanks for watching.